What's up, Shady Spotlight crew? Get ready to dive into a whirlwind of mind-blowing news that's shaking things up across the globe. We're talking about breakthroughs that could rewrite our future, unexpected feuds erupting in the music world, and powerful movements taking to the streets. The news cycle never sleeps, and neither do we, bringing you the hottest, most talked-about stories as they break. You won't want to miss a second of this as we unpack the details that matter. From the depths of the ocean to the front lines of global change, buckle up, because this is your essential update. Let's get into it. First up, we've got a scientific discovery that sounds like it's straight out of a sci-fi novel. Imagine using the DNA of a humble octopus to predict a potential global catastrophe. Scientists have cracked a centuries-old mystery in Antarctica, and the implications for our planet's future are absolutely staggering. This isn't just science. It's a high-stakes detective story with the fate of coastal cities hanging in the balance. Get ready to have your mind blown. Then, we're switching gears to the intense drama unfolding in the music industry. Things have gotten seriously heated between the son of a legendary rock icon and a legendary rock star himself. We're talking about a very public feud, with sharp words exchanged and reputations on the line. This is the kind of backstage drama that fans live for, and it's playing out in real time, spilling out onto social media and into the headlines. You'll want to hear exactly what was said and why it's causing such a stir. Next, we're heading to Indonesia, where a powerful visual protest is making waves. Picture this: hundreds of women, dressed in vibrant pink and armed with an unexpected tool, brooms. They're taking to the streets in a bold display of defiance, demanding reform and speaking out against injustice. This is a story about people power, about challenging the status quo, and about the symbolic strength of unity. We're diving deep into what this striking demonstration means for the nation and the world. And finally, we're bringing you another unexpected twist from the world of music, delving deeper into the recent spat that has the internet buzzing. We'll unpack the specific comments made and the powerful response they ignited. This is a must-watch for anyone who loves music history and isn't afraid of a little controversy. Stick around as we break it all down, and make sure you hit that subscribe button, ring the notification bell, and join the Shady Spotlight community so you never miss an update. A pink octopus DNA clue to global disaster. Scientists have unearthed a groundbreaking method to predict potential global catastrophes by analyzing the DNA of a specific octopus species found in Antarctica. This innovative approach has helped solve a critical mystery that has puzzled researchers for decades: when the West Antarctic ice sheet last collapsed. The implications of this discovery are profound, as the collapse of this massive ice sheet could lead to a sea level rise of 3 to 5 meters, potentially submerging the homes of 500 million people worldwide. The challenge of pinpointing the last collapse of the West Antarctic ice sheet has been immense. For 50 years, scientists have struggled to find conclusive evidence, with traditional methods like ice coring drills yielding inconclusive results due to the extreme and perilous conditions on the Antarctic continent. However, Professor Jan Strugnell, an evolutionary biologist from James Cook University, spearheaded an interdisciplinary approach that has now provided a definitive answer, earning recognition at the prestigious Eureka Awards. Instead of relying solely on geological data, the team turned to the genetic material of a pale pink octopus that inhabits the waters around Antarctica. This particular species, known as the turquoise octopus, is circumpolar, meaning it lives all around the Antarctic continent, from shallow waters to depths exceeding a kilometer. Crucially, these octopuses do not have a larval stage and do not travel significant distances, resulting in distinct populations in different seas, such as the Weddell, Amundsen, and Ross Seas. These populations are currently separated by the vast West Antarctic ice sheet. The only way for these distinct octopus populations to have mixed and interbred in the past would have been if the ice sheet was not present, allowing the undersea channels to open up and connect them. By analyzing the genetics of these octopuses, researchers were able to determine the last time these separated populations interbred. This genomic detective work, made possible by advancements in DNA sequencing and analysis, effectively turned octopus DNA into a time capsule. The DNA contains a record of ancestral connections, allowing scientists to understand past population sizes and connectivity. The team examined tiny tissue samples, including some preserved from 40-year-old museum specimens. The genetic signals revealed that the octopus populations from the 3 different seas last exchanged genetic material approximately 125,000 years ago. This finding corresponds to the last interglacial period, a time when global temperatures and carbon dioxide levels were strikingly similar to present-day conditions. The scientists' conclusion is that the West Antarctic ice sheet last collapsed during this period. This provides the first empirical evidence suggesting that the ice sheet could begin to collapse even if global warming is limited to 1.5 degrees Celsius, as outlined in the Paris Agreement. During the last collapse, temperatures were only between 0.5 and 1.5 degrees above pre-industrial levels. Professor Strugnell expressed both the scientific triumph and the profound concern associated with this discovery, stating that the implication of potentially facing 3 meters or more of sea level rise is difficult to comprehend, especially for the millions living in low-lying coastal areas. This research will significantly refine climate models for Antarctica, providing a clearer understanding of its recent geological past. Other research teams are now employing similar DNA techniques to study historical population dynamics of Antarctic seafloor creatures, offering more data on ice sheet fluctuations across the continent. The message is clear. What happens in Antarctica does not stay in Antarctica. But what if the secrets of our planet's future are hidden not in ice, but in the very fabric of life itself? Stay with us because next, we're diving into a fiery dispute brewing in the music world, where family legacies are clashing with rock and roll legends. Ozzy's son slams Pink Floyd star for pathetic attack on late father. Jack Osbourne, son of the legendary Black Sabbath frontman Ozzy Osbourne, has publicly condemned Pink Floyd's Roger Waters for what he describes as pathetic and out-of-touch comments made about his late father. Ozzy Osbourne, the iconic Prince of Darkness, passed away at the age of 76 on July 22 following a prolonged battle with Parkinson's disease. His death was mourned by millions worldwide, and his legacy continues to be celebrated. Roger Waters, a co-founder of Pink Floyd, recently made disparaging remarks about Ozzy Osbourne and Black Sabbath in an interview with The Independent Inc., published on August 12. Waters stated he couldn't give a F***K about Black Sabbath, expressing no interest in the band and adding, "I don't care about Black Sabbath, I never did." He further commented on Ozzy's passing, saying he couldn't care less, and referred to Ozzy's lifelong condition and public persona as idiocy and nonsense. He was all over the TV for hundreds of years. These comments immediately drew a sharp response from Jack Osbourne, who took to his Instagram stories to voice his outrage. Addressing Waters directly, Jack posted, "Hey at Roger Waters. F***KU." He continued his expletive-laden tirade, calling Waters pathetic and out of touch, and suggesting that the only way Waters gets attention is by vomiting out Bulls **T in the press. Jack concluded his message with a deeply personal jab, stating, "My father always thought you were a C***T, thanks for proving him right." He further reinforced his stance with the hashtag F***RogerWaters. This public spat follows a similar incident just a week prior, where Jack's sister, Kelly Osbourne, also took to social media to defend her father. Kelly called out WWE star Becky Lynch for making offensive remarks about Ozzy's hometown of Birmingham. During a WWE Raw event, Lynch stated, "I'm not wrestling in Birmingham. The only good thing that came out of here died a month ago, but in fairness to Ozzy Osbourne, he had the good sense to move to LA, a proper city. Because if I lived in Birmingham, I'd die too." The comment was met with boos and widespread criticism online, with fans accusing Lynch of being disrespectful. Kelly responded by branding Lynch a disrespectful dirtbag and asserting that Birmingham would not p** on you if you were on fire. Ozzy Osbourne was laid to rest at his family home in Buckinghamshire, England, following a private service attended by close friends and family. The funeral procession through Birmingham saw thousands of fans pay their respects. The Osbourne family has been vocal about their grief and their father's enduring impact on music and culture. Roger Waters' comments have evidently struck a nerve, igniting a strong defense from Ozzy's children who are protective of their father's legacy. Words can cut deep, especially when they target the legacy of a music icon. But the drama isn't confined to the music world. We're also witnessing powerful displays of protest with a unique visual message. Jack Osbourne defends late father Ozzy in fiery rant against Roger Waters. Jack Osbourne has launched a scathing public attack on Pink Floyd's Roger Waters, calling the veteran musician pathetic and out of touch for his recent disrespectful comments about Jack's late father, the legendary Ozzy Osbourne. The exchange highlights the deep respect many hold for the Prince of Darkness and the fierce loyalty of his family. Roger Waters, a prominent figure in rock music history, recently expressed his disdain for Black Sabbath and Ozzy Osbourne in an interview, dismissing the band as something he never did care about and referring to Ozzy's lifelong battle with Parkinson's disease and his public persona as idiocy and nonsense. These remarks, made public shortly after Ozzy's passing, were perceived by many, including Jack Osbourne, as a profound lack of respect for a fellow artist and a grieving family. In response, Jack Osbourne took to Instagram to issue a no-holds-barred critique of Waters. He directly addressed Waters, stating, "Hey at Roger Waters. F***KU." Jack continued his expletive-filled condemnation, accusing Waters of seeking attention by spreading Bulls***** T in the press and proving his father's long-held negative opinion of him correct. The strong language underscores the emotional impact of Waters' comments on the Osbourne family. This public confrontation comes on the heels of a similar defense by Jack's sister, Kelly Osbourne. Kelly had previously called out WWE star Becky Lynch for insulting Ozzy's hometown of Birmingham during a wrestling event. Lynch's dismissive remarks about the city and its most famous musical export prompted Kelly to defend her father's honor and the city's pride. Ozzy Osbourne, who died on July 22 after a lengthy illness, was a global music icon whose career spanned decades. His passing was marked by tributes from countless fans and fellow musicians, cementing his legacy in rock history. The family has been open about their grief and their commitment to preserving Ozzy's memory. Roger Waters' comments have clearly ignited a protective response from the Osbourne children, who are unwilling to let their father's legacy be tarnished. When legacy and respect are on the line, family doesn't back down. But the fight for respect and change isn't just happening in the music world. We're turning our attention to Indonesia, where a powerful protest is unfolding with a striking visual statement. Jakarta protests see women in pink, armed with brooms, demand reform. In Jakarta, Indonesia, a series of protests has gained significant momentum, marked by a powerful visual statement from hundreds of women who have taken to the streets dressed in pink and carrying brooms. These demonstrations, which began last week, are a bold call for reform, targeting issues such as lawmakers' perks and police brutality. The symbolic use of brooms represents a collective demand to sweep the state's dirt and address the repressiveness of security forces, according to organizers from the Alliance of Indonesian Women. The protests have escalated nationwide, gaining intensity after a tragic incident where a police vehicle killed a motorcycle taxi driver. Rights groups have reported at least 10 deaths amidst the demonstrations, which have also been accompanied by instances of looting and rioting. The Alliance, a coalition of women-led civil society groups, had initially canceled a planned protest earlier in the week due to concerns about a potential violent official response. However, the resolve to voice their demands remained strong. Rizky Ananda, a 30-year-old demonstrator, expressed the sentiment of many participants, stating, "We want to show that protests are mostly peaceful." She is protesting against violence, particularly against women, and against wasteful government spending. Ananda also questioned the government's narrative, noting, "If the government said protests were treasonous, it should be questionable." This sentiment highlights a growing distrust in official narratives and a demand for transparency and accountability. President Prabowo Subianto has asserted that the military and police will maintain a firm stance against violence, suggesting that some of the unrest exhibited signs of terrorism and treason. His comments come as he travels to China to attend a military parade, a trip that was initially postponed due to the unrest, but was reinstated, with his office citing signs of returning normalcy in Indonesia as a contributing factor. In response to the unfolding situation, the National Commission on Human Rights is conducting an investigation into how security forces have handled the protests. Similarly, the United Nations Rights Office has called for thorough investigations into all alleged violations of international human rights law, including respect to use of force. These investigations underscore the gravity of the situation and the international attention it has garnered. The protests in Indonesia represent a significant challenge to the world's third-largest democracy, reflecting deep-seated public dissatisfaction with governance and security forces. The women's participation, with their distinctive pink attire and brooms, serves as a potent symbol of their commitment to cleaning up corruption and demanding a more just and equitable society. From the streets of Jakarta, a powerful message of change is being swept across the nation. But before we go, we've got one more story that's stirring up controversy in the music world, and it's a must-hear. And that's a wrap on today's explosive news. We saw Octopus DNA potentially predicting global disasters, Jack Osbourne clapping back hard at Roger Waters for dissing his dad Ozzy, and women in pink with brooms leading protests in Jakarta. Don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe to Shady Spotlight for more, hit the notification bell so you never miss a beat, leave a comment with your thoughts, and follow us on all our social media channels. We'll see you next time.